Welcome to my channel, guys. This is your girl Feyi and once again. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie, and I'm just going to be giving my home bit on the things I thought about the movie. It's a Mosiah movie, by the way. It's called Stranded. If you have not watched it, you should all go and watch it. Though there were some scenes in those places where I was asking myself, okay, uh Sir my bamiloye wrote it, evangelist my bamiloye wrote it, but there were some scenes that was like, okay, I think the director imputed some of those words into them. But that is not where I'm going for today. So where I'm going for today is that I want to talk about the movie, talk about the aspect that this has to do with single ladies today. So I'm a single lady, and I'm going to enjoy it to the best of my ability. Now, one thing, sorry about that. One thing I really want to talk about is that in fact, most times single ladies these days go into marriage with that mindset that if it's not working, I'm leaving. Like, they are not ready to put in the work, they are not ready to put in the forgiveness, they are not ready to put in the prayer, they're not ready to put in the hard work. You know, there was a stage where the man there was like, he married her as a virgin, and she said that is not what she's expected to do all her life. Sincerely, as much as we have educational knowledge, as much as we have financial knowledge, as much as we have emotional knowledge, please let us have sexual knowledge and marital knowledge. Some people are entering into this marriage thing not even thinking about the other spouse. They are entering it into their whole self. Pastor Mildred, you say, if you are taking 50% into your marriage and you expect your husband to complete the 50%, you're going to have trouble. You should take in your 100% into the marriage while the man brings his own 100%, so that when there is a fault with either the wife or the husband, somebody is able to complement for the loss of maybe 10% or 20% that somebody has. So that will just take me to the fact that we need to be knowledgeable these days. Single ladies, the world is no longer smiling. And if you think being over spiritual is going to get you there, I don't really know the word over spiritual, and I don't really have any word for over spiritual. But what me I'm just saying is that there's something that feels like over spiritual when you think you are too spiritual for some things. In a marriage, you can't be too spiritual for some things. You are going in there to go and compliment somebody else. You can't be over. That is why it's also important that's what I'm saying. Marital knowledge is very important, sincerely. If you are not compatible knowledge wise, I bet you will have so many problems and so many issues in your marriages. Look at the Willows. You can hear that they even started their fight from their honeymoon. It's because there's so little knowledge and they didn't really think it would count when they got married. But we have so many knowledge these days. People are sharing their knowledge online, in a book, and everywhere. Please, let's get some financial knowledge before we go into marriage. The part I want to talk about is the part of forgiveness, and that was what I started with. Some ladies are going into marriage these days with the fact that if it can't work out, it can't work out. The Bible says the fruit of the spirit, we have love, joy, patience, endurance, long suffering. People don't want to suffer for long these days, and in fact, in the olden days, I know people don't want to suffer for long, but they will suffer for like at least 5 years. I'm not saying you should suffer for 5 years, but these days, if pinch should pinch our single ladies in marriage, sincerely, they are out of the house. They've packed. Like, please, let forgiveness be in our dictionary. Forgiveness is a very, very, very essential thing in marriage. If you know you've not forgiven yourself for the past things that you have done in the past, please don't give yourself into a man that has forgiven himself, because you make him look as if he's over complete, and you like, just don't go into somebody's life and go and bring their completeness into over completeness or into incompleteness. Please make sure that you yourself are complete in your whole self before you go into marriage. Another thing I'll be talking about is the friends. Your friends. See, I'm not going to me, I will say it boldly. It's not a this thing. There are some friends that you know that you have right now that they should not follow you into marriage. Not that you dislike them, not that you don't allow their vibes, but you know that there's a particular attribute that they have that you can cope with when you were single, but as a married woman now, you cannot cope with them again because of the level where you are. Yes, some people say, okay, am I of the opinion that married women should leave their friends alone? I am not of that opinion. But if you know that your friend is not somebody that you can tell things codedly, sidedly, without telling everything, then you should continue your friendship. But if you are of the opinion that I must tell her everything and everything, my dear, you need to leave that friend and move on. Another thing is the fact that some of you even keep friends that are well divorced, friends that your reasoning don't go together. Same thing, knowledge. When knowledge is out of the equation, you can see that wisdom is not applicable, because even if you have the knowledge and your friend is supposed to equate the equation with wisdom, you find out that your friend is not able to add even common knowledge, talk less of wisdom, into the matter. Look at what happened with the woman. The friend was even the one who came to carry her out of the husband's house with the two children. Single ladies, I just feel like we need to, sometimes we need to sit down, ignore whatever voices you're hearing, the rain is falling. I feel like sometimes we just need to sit down, over evaluate and over assess ourselves. Like, what is the reason why I'm going into this marriage? The person that I'm with, is God, was God the one who gave him to me? Did I really pray about the matter before I went deep into it? And, or in my own knowledge and in my own understanding, am I really ready for the marriage? See, sometimes I feel like people just want to get married because, so it's my time to get married. They are not matured enough to get married. There's a particular type of maturity that I believe that a woman should reach before she said, yes, okay, I'm ready to settle down. In fact, yes, I'm ready to go into a relationship. So I'm advising us today, I'm reviewing the movie and advising us that, please, if you know that you don't have the enough knowledge, the substantial knowledge enough for marriage, please do not even think of going into a relationship. Don't use your own incompleteness to spoil somebody else's completeness. It is very, very important that you note this. Please, please, and please, I hope I've been able to do justice to this movie. The location was very good, yet it was in conjunction with some other people, and I love that. And I love the fact, you see, most times, let me just add this, most times when we are on the path of destruction, you will see voices of correction coming from left, right, center. It depends on you to accept it. Now, you will notice that the friend was more of a higher voice of correction than the father of the girl and than her pastor. That shows the place where her priorities are placed. It shows that she placed her friend over her pastor. She placed her friend over spiritual matters. Her friend who does not like spiritual things, a friend who has a bad history with spiritual things, like maybe a spiritual pastor one time in the past, or she once had a guy, and like, she's having issues, she's incomplete herself, and she's bringing her incompleteness to you. People that are complete are coming to correct you. I don't mean, like, I hope you understand my completeness. They are coming to correct you, and you cannot really pick up the voices of correction in them, because somebody has more voice of correction over you than others. It's not really good. I don't think one person should have one voice of correction. Like, your friend is your voice of correction. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Yes, you can have some good friends as your voice of correction, but please be knowledgeable to know and be wise to know the person that you should put as your voice of correction for the true fact. I hope I've done justice to the video. Just my own view. With love from your girl. Till next time.